4 days in now. How's it looking out there?
It's looking very cold. It's been cold on Monday and it's been cold all through the week. No, they've done what you expect them to do. A new manager comes in, you know, they've shown a good attitude and a good application. And as you can hear from the noise behind us, you know, they seem to be in good spirits. But there's an uncertainty amongst the squad, just because, you know, they're not quite sure yet, you know, what you want. So there's a bit of a reticence to sort of step forward and not be vocal, but you know, to put your head above the parapet and make sure that you understand what we're trying to do.
What have you tried to convey or instill in these last few days?
A responsibility and an understanding. You know, it's a cornerstone of probably whatever I do, whatever training session I put on. You know, if you don't understand it, then you're not going to take responsibility. So the two things go hand in hand, and you want players on a Saturday to take responsibility, because coaches and managers might think you have an influence on the touchline, but we don't. You know, 9 times out of 10 they can't hear what you're shouting. So we want to instill in them a collective spirit that makes them, you know, that will give them the best possible chance to get a result, not just in this game, but, you know, the next 20 games.
We've heard from them, their thoughts on you and first impressions. What about yours of the squad?
I think you can tell in 4 days. They're like players up and down the country. You know, they all want to do well. You just got to. Sometimes they don't understand what they need to do. And that's just not this group. I think that's a lot of group. You know, so they do things which they're comfortable with. Sometimes that's great, and sometimes it's not what the team needs. You know, you need to play a role in a game. You know, and do things at any particular moment that's right for the team. And when the pressure's on, human nature says, well, you'll do what suits you. And we've got to make sure that, you know, they recognise that we need to do this together. And it might be, you know, somebody said to me, you need to do 1.5 jobs in the championship, and that's probably a good analogy. You need to do your own job and then help somebody else out. You know, when the pressure's on, it's very easy to be insular and just look after yourself, because, you know, you're protective of what you can do. You've got to make sure that everybody does that, but also has an eye on the teammate and say, look, you know, what can I do to help him? And if we have that collectively, then we'll improve as a team.
Let's talk about Leeds. I suppose you have every reason to feel optimistic. That was, I understand, the last place you went and won when you were at Forest. So
different team, different circumstances, different scenario. So you're optimistic about every game you play in the Championship, because you have to be. But Leeds at Ellen Road is a difficult place to go. I watched on Tuesday night, and, you know, good away win in the cup against Birmingham with. So they'll be, you know, they're a Neil Warnock team, and Neil Warnock's teams never lie down and die. You know, they fight, and because he instills that in them, and he's been successful doing it. So it's a good place to go, because from my point of view, I can see them under pressure, away from home, in a hostile environment, and then, you know, win, lose or draw, you'll see the ones that are prepared to do their own jobs and try and help somebody else.
Thanks very much.
Done.